Pardon me, are you Adam Graham?
The very same. And this is my old-time radio snack wagon.
Welcome to the Old-Time Radio Snack Wagon, where we serve up a bite-sized portion of old-time radio. And now, here's your Snack Wagon host, Adam Graham.
Welcome to the Old-Time Radio Snack Wagon. This week, we're serving up two related slices from The Big Show, that 1952 extravaganza from NBC, built to compete with Jack Benny and CBS's powerhouse Sunday night lineup. The big, long-form variety programs were known for including a dramatic sketch in addition to the comedy and music. The Big Show offered some of the better sketches in terms of both script quality and the quality of the actors. Today's sketch is performed by British actors James and Pamela Mason. James Mason was known for so many great roles, such as General Rommel in The Desert Fox, as well as villainous roles in films like Botany Bay and North by Northwest. To me, he'll always be Captain Nemo in Disney's live-action 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Pamela Mason was an accomplished actress in her own right, starring in films like Charade and Lady Possessed. Mrs. Mason actually wrote the novel that was the basis for Lady Possessed. In this clip from the episode from October 28th, 1951, we'll hear the Masons perform together after an introduction of the story by Tallulah Bankhead.
Seldom does a short story outlive the span of the magazine issue in which it is printed, but occasionally one comes along that has the power and force which make it timeless. We have such a story tonight, so without further ado, Mr. and Mrs. James Mason will bring us the Samuel Blass classic, Revenge.
It's done. I killed as any man would have killed. I run as any man would run. Beside me, Elsa stares straight ahead at the highway. Her lips are blue and swollen, her face battered. Her expression is grave, almost serene, almost dead. How long ago was this morning? How many miles back to the glade where the breakfast she had cooked in the trailer had mingled its rich smells with the even richer smells of autumn?
Look out there, dear. Have you ever seen anything so beautiful?
Only you.
You still think so?
I've never thought anything else. Since the first day you entered my literature class 8 years ago.
Oh, you looked so stern, so forbidding, so unapproachable. I thought you'd have a foul temper.
Aye. Were you disappointed?
No. I'm glad we had that tire puncture last night.
That's a strange thing to be glad about.
Only because it stranded us out here like this, away from the trailer camps, away from everybody and everything. In 2 more days we'll be home again, and you'll have your classes, and I'll have the children again. I'm very grateful for these few hours, just the two of us.
And I'm very grateful for you, Elsa. There'll be other days like this for us. Other years, other vacations.
Not if you don't go and get that puncture repaired. Is there a town nearby?
A place named Campbellton on the map. I think it should be about 12 miles.
Good. By the time you get back, I'll have the dishes done and everything in order.
You're not going to ride in with me?
I'll wait around a messy service station. I have work to do, my good man. And it's such a beautiful spot.
But you'll be here alone.
I've been alone before, silly. What could possibly happen to me?
What could possibly happen? It seemed that nothing could then. An hour out of the space of a lifetime, an hour to repair a tire. Only an hour. But when I drove back from the town, she wasn't outside the trailer waiting for me, and I knew with a terrible certainty that she'd be there. Unless something was wrong. Elsa! Elsa, I'm back! Elsa! Elsa! Can't you hear me? Elsa! You hiding in here? Where? Elsa. She was there, huddled on the floor in the corner. She was crying without a sound, the tears mingling with the blood on her bruised and beaten face. She stared at me, dully, like a beaten animal. And then she started to whimper.
He killed me. He killed me.
What happened? Good heavens, Elsa, what happened to you?
Don't touch me. Don't hurt me.
Elsa, it's me. Me, Philip. What happened?
Philip. He killed me, Philip. While you were gone, he killed me.
Who, Elsa? Who did it, Elsa? Who did it?
Salesman. Said he was a salesman.
Elsa, get up. Let me carry you to the car. To a doctor.
No, doctor. He called police, newspaper, the children.
Where is the man? Who was he?
Salesman.
Are you sure? Did he carry a sample case? A display?
Yes. Case. He was passing on his way to town. He saw the trailer. I told him we didn't need anything. Then he hit me, Philip. He wouldn't stop. He killed me.
I washed her face, the way I'd wash the face of a child. She stared at me blankly, as though all feeling had stopped, as though the world had stopped for both of us. I changed the trailer tire, and she stood there watching me with those same leaden eyes. When I finished, I took the thick, heavy jack handle and slipped it under the waistband of my trousers. I knew what I was going to do, what I had to do. We'll drive slowly through the town. Do you understand that?
Yes.
We'll go up and down every street, every alley, every road. You'll see him. Keep watching and you'll see him.
You hurt me, Philip.
He'll never hurt anybody again. Just watch. Watch. Faces passed and merged into a red haze. I wanted to scream like an animal, consumed with hatred for a man I'd never seen. A man I was only going to see once. Endless hours and endless streets went by. And then...
Bad man. There. Bad man.
You're sure?
Bad man.
He carried a sample case, and he moved into the lobby of a cheap hotel. I followed him into the elevator. I saw the room number on the tag of the key in his hand. He looked at me once, and I smiled at him. When he got off, I rode up one more floor, then walked down. I found the number of his room.
Yeah?
May I come in?
Sure. You a local merchant?
No. I see you're a salesman.
That's right. What's your line?
I'm an instructor, a father, a husband.
Hey, what's the matter with you, fella? What are you going to do with that thing?
I'm going to kill you. Kill you! Kill you! Kill you! Elsa knows. But she sits in the car staring straight ahead. The motor hums in a vast silence. Square yellow signs blaze out of the darkness. Danger. Sharp curve ahead. The Revenge is behind now. Hours behind. 200 miles behind. A dead face. Blood on a cheap rug. A moment for death. A lifetime from a remembrance. Clocks can't be turned back. Nothing can be stopped or undone. A red sign glares out of the night like anger. Like a flame. Gasoline.
Why are we stopping, Philip?
Gasoline, dear.
Oh, gasoline.
The attendant is inside, making change for a customer. The man comes out, stuffing a receipt into his briefcase.
Oh, that man, Philip.
What?
That man with the briefcase.
Elsa.
He's the one, Philip. He did it. That man.
Elsa! My God. What have I done? Oh, my God.
Welcome back. A well-performed drama that was very dark and heavy. Tallulah Bankhead was right about the story's endurance, as it would become the basis for the first episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents in 1955, with Ralph Meeker and Vera Miles starring. While the story was quite dark, it wasn't too dark for an age-old tradition of letting the comic performers do a parody version of the story that was just performed. In addition to Tallulah Bankhead, our featured performers in this comedy take will be Jimmy Durante and Jack Carson. Jimmy Durante was a comedy and music legend, although I think more people have encountered his music than his comedic film and television performances. Probably the thing that he did that's most seen is the 54-year-old Frosty the Snowman TV special, where he serves as narrator and sings the titular song. Other people encountered Durante's music through the soundtrack to the 1990s romantic hit Sleepless in Seattle. Here you're going to get to hear Durante at his malapropism spouting comedic best. Jack Carson was probably best known to listeners to The Big Show for his own very successful comedy and music program, The Jack Carson Show, in the mid-1940s, which really was the peak of his popularity, although he would have a very productive career right up until his death in the 1960s. Now, I will let you know about one joke that came earlier in the program where it was stated that Carson was offered a big role in Oklahoma that he turned down. And of course, that play became a major runaway hit. Now, this really does, from everything I've been able to find, just appear to have been a gag. But it does come up in our sketch, so just a bit of a head up. So once again, we return to The Big Show on the exact same date, and to Tallulah Bankhead and Jimmy Durante.
Come on, Jimmy, what's the matter?
Every time I come on this show, you always got some high-class actor playing those dramatic parts, like James Mason. What about me? I'm as good as them English actors. To mention a few, Robert Donuts, Charles Laughton, Betty Grable.
Jimmy, Betty Grable's not English.
I know, but sometimes when you mention a product on radio, they send you a sample.
Really? Well, I didn't know that. Fort Knox.
And he is, too.
Oh, I didn't know you were a dramatic actor, Jimmy.
Why, I've played on everything Shakespeare ever wrote.
Oh, come now, Jimmy, not everything.
Unless he's written something lately.
Oh, I'd love to do a scene from Shakespeare with you, Jimmy. How about one of those warm, tender love scenes? Just you and I, darling.
Okay.
Come closer, closer. That's it. Go on, Jimmy. Look at me. Look at me, darling, and then you say...
Is this a Dagmar which I see before me? How's that, Tallulah?
Well, that's very good, Jimmy, but I don't seem to recognize the line as Shakespeare.
You don't recognize that famous scene from Mack Truck? That's the famous That's the famous Sequillo. Get me a... I thought this was one show I could go right through without a spit. Get me a doctor. I just split my participle.
Jimmy, I didn't know that you were so well versed in the classics.
When they wanted somebody to play Cyrano de Bergerac, did they ask me? No. They get some guy named Josephine Perret. He's a phony, him and his nose. He wears a falsie.
I know just how you feel, Jimmy, about somebody playing a part that you know you're best suited for. Well, I was talking to Mrs. Mason about the same thing.
Tallulah, if you and I teamed up and went to England, we'd have them rolling in the British Isles. We'd be the greatest stars they ever saw. Who knows? The king might even knight us.
Well, Sir James Durante.
Well, Sir Tallulah Bankhead.
Well, now, I'll tell you what, Jimmy. Let you and I play that scene the Mason just played. That story called Revenge. But, we'll need an extra player to play the salesman. Oh, I know. Maybe Jack Carson might oblige. Jack, darling.
Yes, Tallulah?
Would you care to take a part in the play that we're going to do? Play the part
I'll do it.
Well, wait a minute. Let me tell you what the part is.
Doesn't matter. I'll take it. I'm not turning down anything anymore. It's liable to be a hit.
Well, all right. Now, Jimmy, we're all set for Revenge.
We're going to do the sequel. Avenge, son of Revenge. Minute. Some music, if you please. It's done. I killed as any man would have killed. With my embroidery scissors. It happened like this. We were riding along in a trailer. I was at the wheel. My wife was driving. It was dark out, but I could tell where we were going by following the black line in the middle of the white highway. It was a white highway for night driving. Suddenly there was a sound of a flat tire.
Why don't you watch where you're driving, stupid?
That was my flat tire speaking. I pulled over to the side of the road and jacked her up.
Put me down, you fool. You'll have to go to town and get another car. What's the nearest town?
Tulsa. I'll start now. Will you be all right here alone?
Well, I hope so. Of course, if a burglar breaks in, it'll be quite a shock.
He'll get over it. Well, I'm off to Tulsa.
How are you going to get there?
I'll walk. It's only 400 miles. Well, give me the sign. Believe me, I didn't lose my place. What could possibly happen? I was only gone 4 weeks. Nothing could happen to her. She can lick any man or weight. What a built on that gal. 4 short weeks, a fortnight. Wait a minute. I was only gone half that time. A tootnit. When I got back, everything was quiet. I called to her. Mabel! Mabel! No answer. Of course not. That's not her name. Geraldine! Selma! Jessica! Sam! Just in case a man answers. Then I remembered her name. It was Elsie. Elsie! Elsie! There she was lying on the floor, the tears streaming down her bruised and beaten face. Her lips blue and swollen, her eyes red and glazed. Gad, she looks awful in the morning without makeup. I spoke to her. Elsie, speak to me. Who done it? Tell me who done it. Speak to me, Elsie.
She killed me. Philip, she killed me.
That ain't Elsie, that's the salesman.
She gave me such a smash. She just utterly killed me.
Why? Why did she do it?
I do not know. I simply do not know. I rang the bell, and she opened the door. And all I said was, I beg your pardon, is your wife home, sir? She killed me. She just utterly killed me.
Would you recognize her if you saw her?
I do not know. I simply do not know.
Listen, we're going to drive to Tulsa and find her. We're going to drive down every street, every alley, every road in Tulsa. You'll see her. We'll find her if we have to go to every town in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? Oh, no. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh.
Welcome back. Well, a very different take on Revenge, to say the least. Now, I did want to explain one joke if anyone missed it, and that was when Jimmy was saying Elsie, and you heard a cow sound. That was actually a play on Elsie the cow, who is the mascot of the Borden Dairy Company. Now, Elsie is still around as a mascot, but I think was probably a little bit better known in 1951 than she is today. So that's what that joke was about. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Big Show over the last couple of weeks and will seek out this series on your own. We've got snacks from so many other great series to serve up, but eventually I'm sure that we'll offer you another slice of this very entertaining series. It's time for me to close up the old snack wagon, but don't worry, we'll be back with another serving of old-time radio goodness before you know it. If you want to enjoy some of our longer form podcasts, you can feast away at my website at greatdetectives.net. Your emails are also welcome at adam@snackwagon.net.
The Old Time Radio Snack Wagon comes to you from Boise, Idaho. Your host is Adam Graham. Sound production is by Rhines Media, LLC. You can listen to past episodes of the Old Time Radio Snack Wagon as well as connect on social media at our website at snackwagon.net. Email suggestions for episodes to adam@snackwagon.net. This has been the Old Time Radio Snack Wagon.
Until next time, goodbye.